yeah, this happened. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back your lovely faces to a brand new video here on the channel. As you can see, on Monday we actually talked about the Boylan Times putting out an article with the Metropolitan Police. Now the police confirmed that they were looking into Dan Wootton because of all the things that he's been alleged to have done. And other newspapers and media outlets, they all started putting out articles regarding it. But then Mr. Wootton sent out his lawyers basically saying, you talk about me, I'm going to sue you. Which is funny because this is a man who, for the last decade and a half, has damaged so many people with articles, with photos, with blackmail, allegedly, and all this kind of stuff. And with this, as you can see, the publishers were threatened with exemplary damages and punitive costs. It's absolutely crazy that he thinks he can do this. The Guardian, The Mirror, various other reach sites and NewsQuest and National have all removed stories after a legal warning made by a lawyer acting for Dan Wootton. The Guardian story was published at 11:25 on Monday night, and other sites appears to have referenced that article. The articles have since been taken down. Links for each of the news stories that have been removed now return an error code alongside their original URLs, and the publishers have yet to explain why they decided to withdraw the story. A Guardian Media Group spokesperson said, following a review, the article has been taken down. Press Gazette understands that a lawyer acting for Dan Wootton has warned publishers about possible legal action. The outcome of a court case could be aggravated and or exemplary damages, and in order to pay both sides legal fees, the lawyer warned. Then it goes on about the Duchess of Sussex when she sued the Mail on Sunday. Then it goes on regarding Wootton, who's been suspended, sacked as a columnist for the Mail Online, and the Sun and all this. They're all still investigating into him. But with all of this, the Boylan Times put out this article because this is just absolutely absurd now. It's not just publishers who have received notice of exemplary damages. At least 2 individuals with substantial followings on Twitter received the following warning from Wootton's lawyers for sharing the stories. In Bloomberg LP versus ZXC, the Supreme Court made it clear that any person under criminal investigation has, prior to being charged, a reasonable expectation of privacy in respect of information relating to that investigation. We are going to look at the rest in a moment, but this by here. Any person under criminal investigation. In publishing our client's name last night, the Boylan Times has breached our client's rights in that regard. His lawyers have just confirmed he is under criminal investigation. That's literally it. And I find it absolutely just... It's mind-blowing that this man who, when he worked for The Sun, he did so many horrible things. And again, all this stuff that's coming out now, from all this alleged stuff, remember, allegedly, we are, innocent until proven guilty. But with them now saying, the police, we've had this stuff for 3 months, but now we are investigating. That basically says as well that the police are like, yeah, the information we have here, the evidence now, this is, remember, the evidence we have proves that he did do a criminal act. So, again, we'll just have to wait and see how that pans out. But with that by there, our client's our client's rights in that regard, and any person under criminal investigation has, prior to being charged, a reasonable expectation of privacy. They have confirmed he's under criminal investigation. But it does go on to say as well by here, because the Boylan Times, they've actually obviously sought legal advice, and for some of the people out there who either they've hit their head so hard they have no idea what's going on, but with all of this, if the Boylan Times didn't have evidence, they would be sued to oblivion. But obviously, with the police stating, we were handed a dossier, we've looked through it, now we are investigating, that shows that they have actual evidence to go against him. But the Boylan Times' own legal advice and that of other legal experts, contradicts that claim that this amounts to a breach of privacy. The Byline Times executive editor, Peter Jukes, Wootton's lawyer, has been threatening people on Twitter with exemplary damages and punitive costs merely for linking to a factual public interest article that details a Met investigation into their client, who champions free speech, remember? There is no precedent for this. Editor Hardeep Mathura described publishers' decision to delete their Wootton stories as just staggering, while Jukes added that the saga is why the story runs and runs. Each chapter just reveals more about the state of our media. And with that part by there, with him stating the state of our media, Dan Wootton has done so much damage. He's lied about people, he's called them all these names under the sun. They didn't delete any articles. They just keep going on the attack. So why is it different when it's Wootton? Yeah? No? You know? This, I really don't understand his thinking about this, because he's out there saying free speech for everything. He's the one who's going, anyone can speak. But then, obviously, he is a hypocrite, because we saw that with the Philip Schofield incident. But then, with all of this, with him sending his lawyers out, it's like, mate, come on. Your lawyers have just actually admitted that you are being under criminal investigation, you are being looked into. But it does go on. You've got TJ McIntyre, Associate Professor at the UCD Sutherland Law School in Ireland. Scotland Yard has announced that a man in his 40s is under a formal investigation. The legal basis for Wootton's threat appears to be the Supreme Court judgment in this lawsuit on the right to privacy of individuals under criminal investigation. However, the Wootton situation is a wholly inappropriate application of the ZXC principles. Allegations of his wrongdoing were already widely publicised, which they have been. And again, it's not just with the Byline Times. Dan Wootton has been an open secret for the last, 6, maybe 8 years. It's been in other papers. It's online. There's other things going to it, which we've shown on this channel. But with him now saying all of this, oh no, privacy. It doesn't work for Mr. Wootton that way. And it says by here, his public profile means that his behaviour and the police response are clear matters of very strong public interest, which it is. You've got Stephen Kinsler, another lawyer, who observed, I'm sure there are precedents for trying it on, but media organisations need to stand up to it and also publish the lawyer letters. Dan Wootton is currently suspended from GB News and has been sacked as a columnist for Mail Online after failing to stop an on-air rant by actor-turned-activist Lawrence Fox against Ava Evans. That's what you got by there, and that's the end of the article. But it's absolutely insane to be like, right, I can talk about anyone I want, I can say whatever I want, I can have a go at people, I can call them names, but then, when an investigation into you, and there's actual evidence, which has been shown in recent articles on the Byline Times, you saw other places actually starting to, they were doing stories, and then they stopped. That's because he sent his lawyers out, because he's like, no one can talk about me. No one can talk about me. If I'm under criminal investigation, I deserve the right to privacy. Okay. So what about you when you started talking about Russell Brand the other night? I'm sorry, you shouldn't be talking about him because, again, as you want under criminal investigation. Is anything happening with Russell Brand? Again, the government came out and said, if anyone reports on this, blah, 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 they will be held in contempt of court. You can't be held in contempt of court if there's no investigation going on and there's no people who've been arrested. So, Tom Latcham is the person who does the articles, and he's done the investigation on Dan Wootton. Breaking, the Byline Times has been told Dan Wootton will be gone from GB News by next week at the latest. The CEO now fighting for his future, but one former employee has said the station cannot survive with or without him. So you got all of this going on, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes on and how it continues. Is Angelus going to be gone? Because the way they got rid of Robinson, they can't sack him for literally standing up for someone and just saying a few stupid things about the company he works for, while you got Wootton, who allowed Fox to go on the rant, but we all know that that's not why they want to get rid of Dan Wootton. That's not the reason why. The main reason is, which I think a lot of people have actually seen now, is that the owner of GB News wants to buy the Daily Telegraph. He's going to clean house. Anything that is going to add any type of, even if it's a little inconvenience to him buying that paper, they're going to be gone. That's what it is. But obviously, Dan Wootton, he should have been fired a long time ago. And again, the guy just hasn't got anything. He hasn't got no decency about anything. He has ruined the lives of so many people. And now he expects privacy because he has acted like, well, allegedly acted like a criminal. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for future updates. And I'll see you all soon.